welcome back to another episode of Let's Chat Podcast, y'all. I am your host, JoJo.
And I'm Zyra.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Who's popping? Oh, never mind, not gonna say it. Hi.
Hi. Did you guys miss us? I know y'all love to hear just us, but last 2 episodes we had some guests on and we got some good feedback.
Facts. I don't know why I'm chilling on a mic like this, but you know, I just really needed to take that turn and look at you for a minute. Anyway, yeah, we haven't had guests in a while. I think it was nice to have. And it's fun because it's like, it's not just the
me and you.
Yeah, me and you. We have someone else to give us their point of view, their experience, and you know, just more to share.
Right.
But I feel like we were so hot and heavy with guests at one point. And then it was like we went dry and kept it between me and you, and then we're like, let's bring some guests back.
Yeah.
For those of you who didn't see last episode we had a returning guest. You know, Big Daddy Brenna. That's everybody seems to be a lot of people's favorites.
Yeah.
And then the episode before that we had Jeanette. Jeanette, really cool person. I know her through work. And luckily I've gotten to, you know, vibe out with her and create a more personal relationship with her as a friend. And the episode we had with her, she talked about, you know, coming out to her kid and what it's kind of like as a mother to step into, you know, a whole new phase of life where it was like you could learn about yourself and not have to hide yourself for the sake of your child.
Yeah.
So I would check that out. And then the episode we did with Brenna was kind of just like talking about the tragedies and the icks of dating right now.
Yeah.
It was some funny shit we chatted about, so I would check that out too right after you follow them. But first things first, I love you all. I appreciate you all. I respect you all. You are all valid in all your experiences and, you know, the things that you have gone through. And guess what? You made it to see another day, and I hope you're blessed to see another day after that. All in all, though,
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm actually like scared to say it. But
why are you scared?
I don't know, because it's just like, you know how I'm always like, oh, I'm just scared of the sense of like disappointing people.
Yeah.
You know, like I know it's the right thing to do, but at the same time, it's just like, I don't want to disappoint the people.
Yeah. We are broken up.
We're going our separate ways. That's it. It's final. I couldn't stand her. She couldn't stand me.
I can't even have a straight face.
Right. No.
Just kidding.
We are not breaking up. You could never ever be that lucky. However, we are going to take a break. This will be our last episode, not only of the year, but coming into 2024, it will. I mean, I guess it's just our last episode.
We're hoping to return in February. So we're going to take a break from Christmas until February. We're hoping for the 5th, but I don't know. So that's going to be 6 Mondays without us.
Without Zyra and JoJo.
6 like Mondays.
Damn, you really counted that out.
I did.
That doesn't sound so bad when you think of it as 6 Mondays. 6 Mondays.
I think it sounds bad, actually.
Yeah, but 6 Mondays, you know, when you think about it in terms of Mondays.
Yeah. And it's going to fly because the first 2 were like, it's Christmas, New Year's, like we're with family. I'm going on a trip with my family.
Yeah.
Georgia's going to be with her family. And then we're having some life changes. So, I don't know, maybe we'll talk about it on Patreon or whatever, but everything's still in the works. So we don't know yet, but we're making some changes in our life.
Progress. I guess.
Yeah, like new beginnings. Like new year, new me. JK. But
I don't even like the term of that, like using that
I
as
don't
like
use
a,
I don't use that.
cause like, bitch,
The
why?
same
First of all, if
you.
you really wanted a new you, it didn't have to start in a new year.
Right.
But whatever floats your boat.
Mhm. Yeah, so since we're going through so many life changes, realistically, we just don't have the time. And obviously, we want to give you guys quality content. And we rather take a break to, in those 6 weeks, maybe brainstorm and like think about ways that we can come back stronger. And when we come back, it might be a new background. Who knows? We're always experimenting. But we're gonna miss you guys. And I know that it's gonna be like tragic because I listen to podcasts, right? And when I don't have a podcast, like if the podcast doesn't air, I'm like, what am I gonna listen to? Like this is part of my routine. Like, and then there's been podcasts who are also taking a break or like who stopped producing episodes. Like we still like each other, and I'm
Hmm.
like, who am I gonna listen to now? Who am I gonna listen to
Who am I
now?
gonna chat with in my
Yeah.
head?
But don't worry, there's a lot of gay podcasts that are coming out, y'all. Like a lot. So, I mean, they're not us, but
I'm about to say I'm waiting for you to just like put them onto something that
I mean, you want me to shout them out?
I don't know. I don't really
No.
know too many.
No, just I mean, I feel like I
I
be
mean, there's
seeing it.
out there
Uh-huh.
obviously, but I'm just saying. I'm not much of a podcasty
Yeah.
listening person. So she would know better than me. But yeah, we need a little bit of time to regroup and regather ourselves. I think more than anything. So that is hopefully what we will accomplish on our break.
Mhm.
Um, and like she said, we'll get back to you guys all nice and strong.
Yeah, we're still going to be active on social media
I'm about to
though. We're
say
still going to be active on social media, and we're
Patreon.
still also going to be on Patreon,
So
giving you guys like an update, doing vlogs, doing audios, because that's like more low maintenance. It doesn't have
mhm.
to be like this big setup with lights and cameras. Like we could literally do it from our phones. um so it's more manageable. But if y'all are interested, go to the link in our bio to subscribe to our Patreon. You can subscribe for as little as $3.99 a month, which gives you like access to our Zoom meetings, which we do monthly, and we kind of just chat with you guys, talk about random stuff. But yeah.
Yep. All right, so before we get into the episode, we wanted to talk about something real quick. Um, we had reposted something on our story that honestly was so very disturbing. Um, and it was very sad to see. It was sad to see. It was disgusting to see. It was just all around shameful. It was scary. It brought so many emotions for me that I can only imagine what everyone else feels seeing this video.
Yeah.
But go ahead, I'll let you.
So this is what the article says. Transgender woman brutally beaten after LGBTQ party in Wynwood. So Wynwood is in Miami. I love Wynwood. So when I saw this, I was like, what? Like, it's a vibe. I've only had good times there. But somebody DM'd us, and this is what it says. Police are investigating an incident in which a transgender woman and her peer were beaten, knocked out cold, and hospitalized after a man allegedly became infuriated about a comment insulting his penis size. A witness, Casey Melendez, tells New Times that what began as a lively night at the LGBTQ rooftop party in Wynwood ended up with trauma and blood-soaked trip to Jackson Memorial Hospital. The confrontation began in the late night hours on November 26th when she and her group were leaving an LGBTQ white party and met up outside with a friend in the Arts District. Melendez told police that the friend became upset when she heard catcalls from a group of men and that the woman confronted them. Melendez says that during the verbal dispute, insults flew back and forth, and one of the men derided the group's LGBTQ background. I don't know if I said that right, suggesting that lesbians would never experience satisfying sexual intercourse. According to the police report, Melendez's friend then told another individual that he had a small penis, prompting him to make a rude comment about the genitalia of a transgender woman in the group. Um, it quickly escalated, and that's when they started fighting. And it says she fell to the ground, hit her head on the concrete, and was left unconscious in a pool of blood. A fight then broke out between the group of men and a member of the injured woman's clique. And then in the video, you see them fighting, and like this man is literally like throwing punches. Like,
You would think he fighting for his life with another grown ass man.
yeah, I posted it on our story, but I'll link it here too. Because this is terrible. And like I was telling Jojo, like, not for nothing, but this is some shit that would happen to me. Like, it's
Yeah.
like I've been, I mean, I shared the story once before where I went out and a guy punched me in the face because I smacked him because he smacked my ass. And like these men, they really will punch you right back. Like, it's like, excuse me? You're like 100 more pounds than me with all this strength that you have. Um, and apparently the police is just taking forever to like really look into this. And it's just sad. Like, it's truly sad because it's like, why y'all so mad and upset?
It's
And then,
just
and
so
then
embarrassing and disgusting for a man to feel like he need to really size up a woman. Like, how do you sleep at night? Like, that's just you just feel like okay. I don't get that. I don't get that men who put hands on women. And it's just funny because had that been another group of guys, that would have never happened.
oh no.
That would have never happened. It would not have led to that fight. Like, so I just think that that's crazy. So crazy. It's bizarre to me, but it's just like there's really people out here like that. And the fact that something is just like somebody's lifestyle or somebody's just being in
Yeah.
their own lane and just minding their business like could bother someone else so much. I think what makes me more upset too is the fact that we live in such an era of bystanders. If you see something wrong that's life threatening to another human being, regardless of whether or not you know them, do something. Take action. Why do we watch these things and record them on our phones to like live and see the shit happening in front of us and do nothing? I get the whole I want to stay out of it, mind my business, it's not none of my, but it's just like if that were you in the street, wouldn't you want people that's
To
actively
help
in the
you?
area to help you? Like that's your life. Like, so I just think, that we see it every day. We see it on social media constantly, just the bystanding. And it's just like, we got to stop. We got to help. Help. Call the necessary people that need to come, police or medical personnels to pull up for these people. You need to speak up to stop it. I'm not saying you need to get involved violently,
Yeah.
but I'm saying you could step in and be like, hey, this is wrong.
Right.
De-escalate the situation before it gets to the point where they're physically fighting. You
Yeah.
understand? Like there's steps. Like you hear these people arguing, you could like mediate it from there. But I just think that's crazy. We just gotta, you know, I don't know. We just have to just be more considerate of one another's safety
Yeah.
because it's just like, what's the point? What's the point of going outside really at this point?
Truly.
I don't know, but I'm very sorry to those people that it happened to. I truly hope that, you know, you find your sense of security and peace and it's all restored at some point.
So let's get into today's episode. Okay, so we want to talk about the new year in this episode. Definitely not really gay related. But we want to just reflect on the new year and I mean the past year and how we want like our new year to be like. Any goals or anything that we want to accomplish. So I had a question for you. What do you think were your biggest accomplishments this past year? Personally or like professionally or in the podcast? Why? Why do you do that? There has to be
Because
an
like what
accomplishment.
was the accomplishment?
There has to be
I
one.
cannot recall a single Oh, okay. I got one accomplishment. I paid my car off.
Look at
That's
that.
it.
That's a big deal.
That's it. I am car payment free. However, it doesn't feel like it because my insurance skyrocketed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's it.
A win is a win.
A win is a win. Yeah. I mean, gratitude is a big thing for me. But when I tell you this year, to be honest, I don't even remember the beginning half of this year. And then I just remember where it went turmoil. And it's just been like after that.
Yeah.
But all in all, it's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Find the good in what you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, I paid my car off, so I think that was an accomplishment for me.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
How about you?
I got a new job. I feel like
You've had like two
I be saying that every year.
in an
Every
entire
year.
year. In a whole year, you've had two jobs.
Oh yeah, this past year I had two jobs. Yeah, so I got a job in marketing, and then with that experience, I got another job in marketing as well, but doing something that I like, which is influencer marketing. So that's an accomplishment, and I passed my real estate exam.
Wow, that's two things.
Watch out, y'all. I can't say that I'm a real estate agent yet because I need to like sign with a broker and stuff.
Mm.
But watch out. If you need a house, call me in New Jersey only. But that's the reason why I did it was because people can discriminate against you if you're gay when it comes to buying a house. They can't discriminate you if you're like for your ethnicity or like religion or anything like that. But when it comes to your sexuality, they can. Baffling to me, baffling. But if somebody doesn't want to sell you a house because you're gay, they could be like, no,
Yeah.
decline your offer. So yeah, that's one reason why I was so, I don't know, like that was stressing me out a lot. So I'm happy that that's over and done with.
Facts.
Truly.
Is that it? Is that all the accomplishment you feel like you've had?
Professionally.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with the podcast, I think there's been accomplishments with the podcast. Like we were able to, we're like at 26,000 followers on Instagram now.
Oh, that's valid.
So I mean, followers isn't like everything, but we made a huge jump in the past few months. Like we went from like 6,000 to like 26,000 in like 3 months, which is crazy.
And that's on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram. TikTok is still like a little bit. I mean, it's at 114,000 or something like that, but I think that's an accomplishment. I think it just puts ourselves out there and more people are able to like know who we are and listen to the podcast and yeah.
Word. Good job.
Thank you. What other question that I have?
What challenges did you face?
What challenges?
Or any obstacles or things that you just felt like was in the way in that time you were going through, like achieving those accomplishments?
There was so many challenges. Like, this year has been rough. Like, rough.
I feel like it hasn't really been anybody's like go-to year.
Yeah, like I feel like maybe, I mean, even for others, like I know it's been a rough year and like I don't know what's in the air, but I don't know what's in the water. But just like I don't know, it wasn't giving. I mean, we've been able to travel this year, so that's always like a plus. Like we went to Cali, we met a lot of people there.
Yeah.
We went to Colombia, so like it was a good year in regarding like traveling and experiencing new things. But challenges, like I feel like my mental health and my physical health was terrible when you're trying to juggle so many things with work and like school and then like social media and like the podcast. Like it was like there was so much going on that I feel like it was too much for me. And then working past 8 hours a day, that was also tragic. Like working more than 40 hours a week. um it's like
Yeah, that was such a transition for you from that job that you had into the job that you
yeah,
have now. And
right,
it was all within like what, a 6 month period that you
literally.
had the first job and then moved into the next job. And it was like, yeah, you wanted that second job, but boy, the difference, the 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 time and like, work difference, like
Mm-hmm.
workload difference. Because she used to, in the job she had previously, she would like be on the move while she's at work. Like all the girl had to do was have her phone on. Like I don't, and she wasn't doing nothing. Is my point. Like she would be on the treadmill walking. She'd be busting moves. Doing errands and all these things, and then
I had one of those work from home jobs where it was like you could really be chilling. Like, and then now I have a work from home job where I'm not chilling.
she not
I'm not
eating.
chilling.
She not.
I don't got time to eat. I
If
don't
she
have
even
time
going to the bathroom, I'm like,
to like it's like really busy.
yeah.
Really, really busy. And it's like sometimes you really gotta watch what you wish for or pray for
Mm-hmm.
because things aren't as pretty as they seem. And like I'm still giving things the benefit of the doubt because I'm like, I can't just keep moving on from job to job either, too, And like, if I want to go somewhere, I have to stay here and be loyal, even though I'm not loyal to jobs. But um, yeah, definitely a change of pace. And like, what annoys me so much about like life is like it's like this capitalism shit where it's like work takes over so much of our time and like it revolve like our life literally revolves around it. Like we wake up and it's like straight to work, or like we wake up and I don't know, it's just like everything we do is like revolving around work, and like then we have to find time for like our hobbies and like things that we actually enjoy. And it's hard when you're so mentally or physically exhausted from working 40 hours a week and then it gets dark at 5 p.m. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and by the time I'm done with work, it's dark outside. Where am I gonna go? And it's
Yeah.
cold. Like it's like really like, and it's like a cycle where you just every day we're doing the same thing every day, every day, every day, every day. And like I want to get into the habit of like having a morning routine, and I know that we do it sometimes, but like doing that more often because it's like I don't want to wake up and the first thing that I'm doing is rushing to eat and then go to work. No, I want to do what I want to do. I want to read a book, or I want to like work out and like have some me time before I'm rushing to log into Slack to see these messages that yeah beasting for, like it's like so that's like a change that I want to do in the new year. And I mean, not even the new year, just a change. Like
Yeah.
just being more proactive about like my time and being selfish was like, no, this is what I want to do, and then work comes second.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we live in this world and this society where it's like work, 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 work. We need money. We need money. We need money. So annoying. I feel like I'm always going on rants like this. At least like once a month. All right. What did you learn yourself?
Wow.
What
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 did you learn yourself?
what did you learn about yourself in the past year?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
What did I learn about myself in the past year? Um, Yikes. I guess that I don't know. I don't feel like I hate to say it, but not that you don't like progress or anything in those times. I don't know. I just feel like this year was just a very plateau year for me. And I think I'm in my process of learning things about myself. Um, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like my year was a little chaotic and like all over the place. So it's like,
Did you look at so every year I like to do like a New Year's resolution list.
hmm
Did you look at your list to
I
see?
deleted that shit.
You
I
deleted it?
deleted that
Why
shit.
would you do that?
Girl,
Why would you do that? No, dead ass.
cause I was like, man, fuck this list.
Nah,
No, to
dead
be
ass.
honest, I
Why
had
would you do
started
that?
that list though, but
Uh
it
huh.
wasn't like in depth. I was doing it um I think that's when we decided to like do
Month
it,
by month.
yeah, month for month.
Uh huh.
And I had it for like the first 3 months. And then once I literally got to the point where I paid my car off, I was just like, all right. I never continued the trend of like month per month. What was my goal? And I think like
It's
that's
okay.
where
It's
everything
okay if
went to
you
shit.
don't like if you don't. If it's okay if you don't check everything off the list.
Yeah, but it was getting to a point where it was like I was so all over the place
Yeah.
mentally that I wasn't in a mind frame or a place of like where I could continue you know, the month per month.
Yeah.
Like this is
Yeah.
what I want to achieve. This is what I want
I feel like
to do more of.
that's well, we've never done the month per month thing, and for people who
No,
are
that's what we were
people,
starting
yeah,
with
for people
though.
who don't
Yeah.
get it though, it's like, so you have a list or whatever. The way we did it though, it's like we were like, okay, so January we want to focus on health, so like we want to like go to the gym, eat healthier, things like
Yeah.
that. February we want to focus on finances, so we want to like budget, things like that, and it didn't work out like that. However, I feel like I still accomplished some things. It just wasn't in that month. So I accomplished some things, and the things that I did not accomplish were related to fitness and health, and then finance and mental health, which is like truly top three most important things, truly. Um, I said that I wanted to do more reading, meditation, or therapy, and I didn't do any therapy. I did do some meditation and I did do some reading, but it wasn't consistent. Like I'm not doing it every single day. And I feel like even 10 minutes a day is helpful. Like you can find 10 minutes a day to read a chapter or something. Um and then with fitness and health, I also said that I wanted to start going to sleep at 11 p.m. and working out at least 4 times a week. I was on a roll. Like I was on a roll when the year started. I was walking 10,000 steps a day. Like I was doing my thing. And then as soon as life started getting busy, I was just like so physically and mentally exhausted that I could not do it.
hmm
Um, but I don't know, I feel like there was some lessons for you learned this year, even though you don't see it.
I would say that I learned that I give way too much of myself.
Jojo is a people pleaser, y'all.
I give way too much of myself, and
That's
sometimes not everybody deserves it.
mm-hmm.
And it's just like I can't. It doesn't matter what I do. Like,
You can't please everyone.
yeah, yeah, basically. And it's just like that's fine. Like, it is what it is. All you could do is try, and you know, you just can't fold for everybody or form into this person for everyone to be comfortable. I think I'm always putting other people's comfortability first, and then I'm more willing to be uncomfortable for other people to be comfortable. Um and
Why
I don't
why do you think you're a people pleaser?
blame it on my dad. Nah,
Really?
me and him have talked about it, and I told him I was like, yeah, we're kind of the same person in that way because my dad's definitely a people pleaser, but it's just like I don't know. I guess it's just like I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer of why I'm like that. I'm just a person who always wants to be in good company and have a good time. And I feel like, you know, or I like to think that I have this, like me again giving people that sense of comfort, and me taking the uncomfortability from, from them,
Mm-hmm.
will make, you know, good times or good vibes and things happen. But
Yeah.
I just realized some people, you just can't fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess, yeah, I've learned to just kind of back off and like tell myself that I need to relax, do for me and my own, and just let people be their own person and
Yeah.
take care of themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like you gotta have some boundaries.
Sure.
It's really what it is. And people hate boundaries because then you're looked at as like this mean person, this standoff person, this like strict person. But it's like, I mean, I was a people pleaser too before, but I feel like I just started putting my foot down. Like, no, we're not doing that. Um, but
What
yeah,
What do you feel like you learned?
what did I learn? I feel like I learned that when your mental when your mental health and your physical health isn't good, like you can't be good in totality. Like you can't, like it affects your personal relationships, your romantic relationships, like it truly affects everything. So I feel like there was a point where my health was truly terrible. Like I couldn't eat anything, like my stomach was hurting. It was bad. It was really bad. um and that started affecting my mental health, and then I couldn't sleep. Like when I tell y'all, like I have never felt like that before. Like, and the whole not sleeping thing, like even Jojo knows, like I don't have trouble falling asleep, and there was times where would wake up at 4 or 5 a.m. and couldn't go back to sleep, and my mind was just like thinking and just thinking about things, thinking about work, just thinking about everything. And then I would wake up when it was time to wake up to go to work or whatever, and I was so exhausted. I'm like, how do people do this? Like, you need a good night rest. It affects your whole day after that. Then I'm cranky and annoyed, and then I have a headache, and I'm dealing with annoying people at work, and like it just puts you in a bad mood. And then when you're in a bad mood, then you start treating people like shit, and like you don't want to, but it's like you're just in a bad mood. um so I feel like after that experience with like my Crohn's disease and all of that, I was like, I really got to take care of myself. Like, my health comes first more than anything else, because if I'm not good, like I can't function. So, not even like, not in a sense of like, oh, I got to start working out every day, but it's like everything, like having a meal, having a good meal, like eating. um like I really got to pay attention to that. Yeah. Um, I mean, what has brought you the most joy this year, you think?
Colombia.
Oh, vacations.
No, Colombia.
Okay, why Colombia?
I don't know. It was just, I think, one, to be able to have taken that trip with like your family.
Mhm.
I mean, it was not your whole family, but like your sisters. Um, it was nice. I think that that was cool.
Mhm.
Being as though like your family isn't so close to us. I don't have the opportunity to really like interact or connect with them.
Mhm.
So any chance that I can get, just like when we celebrated, I went out there for New Year's last year, like that trip
Mhm.
alone was like big for me.
Mhm.
And I think like that's kind of how it was in Colombia. And Colombia was beautiful. Everything about it was beautiful. The experience that we had there in terms of treatment from the people out there, and just everything. The food, it was all welcoming, beautiful, refreshing. So I think like, and it's crazy because in the mix of like us taking that trip, so much was happening. Like so much. Um I had just left my job, and that was like a big step, like crazy ass step for me. Cuz I would have never I was in that job for over 6 years, and I knew I had ideas, and like the day would come where maybe I would find myself in taking on other opportunities where I would have to leave it. And at the time I did have an opportunity, but the opportunity fell through. But I was still like so adamant, like I needed to leave my job at that time because like the exhaustion and the unfulfillment and the things that I was just feeling with being there, I just had to leave. I was already checked out. So I just was like, fuck it, like I'm just gonna leave with no backup. Um, and I did, and that was like the craziest thing to me.
It's not that crazy.
It's
Okay, but
crazy.
I don't mean that to sound like I don't know, rude or whatever, but like I feel like I'm surprised you brought it up because I've been waiting for you to bring it up. I feel like that was like a big event in 2023. And like not every job is going to serve us. And I feel like maybe it's easy for me to say that because I've had so many, but like if you're not fulfilled in your job and it's affecting your mental health and like all of that, and it's an unsafe environment, it's totally valid to like leave your job. But I feel like for you it's been a struggle because people's reactions to it. Some are negative and some are positive. And like I said, like it's like we're not in this earth just to work. We weren't born just to literally work for this specific company, this government, this whatever. Like if something isn't serving you and it's affecting your mental health and everything, it's like you gotta go.
Yeah.
And then we have another friend who recently left their job, and like they left with no backup either. And she was saying that it was really affecting her health. And like I see it so often too. Like one of my best friends, he's an accountant. He works such long hours, and like his health is always like crap. And I'm like, it's because of your job, bro. Like it's like you keep going to the doctor and they're not figuring out what's going on, and it really is probably your job because they just want us to work, work, work.
Yeah.
Um, but I think it's for the best, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. But all in all, like I said, when we took that Colombia trip, it was in like a crazy transition that I was going through, and I guess it was kind of like that escape and like that space where I got to be in and realize like, you know, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Like, cheers to new beginnings.
Yeah. And that was like right before or after you quit?
That was after,
Okay.
like a week or two after I had quit.
Yeah. She was ready to move to Colombia.
I was.
I said, I mean, I work from home.
And I was like, I will find something. I don't know, but
Yeah, we're going back. Like we literally already have a flight booked.
yeah.
um,
What about you?
what was the question? I don't remember.
Like, what within this year brought you fulfillment or like the most amount of joy?
I mean, going on trips is always fun, obviously. Just like experiencing new things, going outside of like what we're used to. I forgot that we also went to Atlanta.
Oh shit, we did go to Atlanta.
So we went to a lot of places.
Atlanta, LA. We
LA.
took that
We took a
cruise in
cruise.
Florida. Wow.
Yeah. Look at us.
Mm-hmm.
Traveling is always fun for me. Like I love just experiencing new things. So that I think that has brought me the most joy too. So copying you.
Hey, get your own stuff.
To piggyback off that.
Right.
um so what are your aspirations and goals for the new year personally and also for the podcast?
First of all, when you said the first part, I immediately heard Beyonce in my head. What are your aspirations in
Really?
life? Yeah, she's that. I don't remember what song it is, but it talks like that little voice in the background.
Yeah.
Um,
I can give you some examples if you need help.
sure.
So there's people always come up with like New Year resolutions, and these are the most of the common ones. So health and wellness, personal development, career and education, relationships, finance, and then like volunteering. Those are like the top ones. But what I find with like making New Year goals and stuff like that is that you have to be like really specific,
Hmm.
because then that way you'll do it.
Hmm.
Like I feel like when we say like, oh, I want to like work out and things like that, you say that, but it's like, okay, so but you need a workout plan. Like what are you going to do when you get to the gym? Because it's like you get there and you're like, what do I do? And then you waste your hour there. So
Hmm.
I feel like you have to be really intentional about like, when I go to the gym, these are the workouts I'm going to do on Mondays, Tuesday. Like you have to plan it out. You can't just say you're going to do something, because I feel like if you don't have a plan, that's why it doesn't stick.
Yeah.
Um but yeah.
I guess I would have to go with. I'm trying to remember what you even said.
It
Health
doesn't
and
have to be it
wellness.
doesn't have to be in my
I
list. It could
think
be
that
anything.
that's been like an ongoing thing for me. If it seems like I've said this shit before, I'm gonna say it again because clearly I have not achieved that goal. And that's not even it. Just being, you can get out. You could go.
For those listening, I just threw my head back.
What does that mean?
I know what you're going to say.
What?
That you have to go to the gym.
I'm not even. I mean, yeah, clearly I need to go to the gym. I gotta get fine again. But I think I don't know if I said this on here, but I do, like, I feel like I've said it. This has been the most, at least that I can remember, for the back half of this year, has been the most,
Tragic year.
no, not even tragic. It's just been the most vulnerable I have ever felt in a long time.
Why?
Like I feel like my just drowning in emotions, and like just my mindset was just kind of all over the place. Like it was a lot. Um, and I have not felt that way in years. Like I have moments where like I go through, certain um, I don't know, like I feel certain emotions, and it's like okay, like I for the most part I keep myself aware. But the day in and day out of what I was like feeling and thinking and experiencing, it was just like, nah, this is crazy. Um, so I think like just finding, time to like sit with myself and try things that'll like balance me mentally and like emotionally. I think that that's what I need.
Mm-hmm.
Traveling is great. I love it. It's always a fun time. Um, but I think, you know, that helps, but I don't think it's like the answer. I think it's more so of things that I need to put in my daily routine,
Mm-hmm.
everyday life, where it's like, girl, go sit with yourself and do whatever. Um, and I guess one of those things is like the audio journal thing. So, but yeah, I would say in a sense of yes, I want to get my physique back and lift again and like, work out the way I um used to, but also like my mental health and
Mm-hmm.
emotional health is like the big thing because I think more than anything, not even like myself, but I think like it makes me sad when I think about when people can tell that I'm sad or like
Mm-hmm.
like when people ask me what's wrong, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, recently I've been working with my family owns a business, so that was kind of like my fallback after I left my job. And while I love being around them again, You know, working with family is always a hit or miss. It's fun, and then some days it's not. But I think like I just hate to be around them and then they sense like the offness of you. And my dad's like been one of the like main people, and it's made me sad because he's kind of been in that like era too, where it's like he's stressed and like things within our families happening, and it's just like a lot. So, you know, I feel that energy coming off of him, and I know he feels it for me. So it's just like I don't like that. It's very like unsettling, and I just feel bad because they're not saying that you can't have like down moments, down times, or like where you can't be in a space where it's like it's okay to not be okay. But it just like kind of just makes me sad to know like that they know that I'm in that state and they're like, well, what can I do? Or feel like that they can't do anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because they just know like I'm such a outgoing and like lively person. So it's like when they don't get that, it's just like, well, what's wrong with her?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's my goal for the new year.
How are you gonna do
I
that?
don't know yet.
You didn't even let me finish.
I don't know yet. Like I said, just like taking time to myself, like finding ways or um little pockets of time throughout the day to be like, okay, let me do this. Like I recently bought a coloring book. I bought a coloring book and some crowns, and I was like, you know what? Why can't that be a form of like therapy for me? Like why can't that like I had a time where I was like really into artistic things because I had never really tested my artistic abilities or like being into like being curious of those things, and I kind of feel like that's what I want again. Yeah. So I guess I'm just trying to find, obviously this podcast shows that, you know, I think this is the art in a way of its own. But I don't know. I guess I'm just trying to get into other things. I don't like the idea of being comfortable. I feel like this year has been a very comfortable and uncomfortable season for me. But I don't know what steps I'm going to do. And that means I just got to get into some shit.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'm good at figuring things out.
I'm not worried for you.
Thank you. What's your goals, aspirations for this 2024 year? You're going in it in the job that you wanted, even though it's kind of been a headache for you.
Yeah.
But you're going in it as a licensed real estate agent.
Yeah, so
you know, you
like
got some good things.
2 jobs, no big deal. I I don't want it to always be about work, but I will hope that in the new year I will get a promotion based on all the work that I've done in the short amount of time that I've been there. And I would hope that I get some experience or a lot of experience in real estate, and I'm really getting into it to really like help people find homes. And like my family doesn't never own a home. My parents want to buy a home. So like I know that for some people the process is so overwhelming. They don't even know where to start. And like I mean, granted, I haven't bought one either, but like I know the steps that you have to take to buy one. And just like being able to probably help someone find a home, like I hope that I'm able to do that within the first year. It's definitely hard for agents who don't do it full time. Um, but yeah, I want to make a difference in that aspect and grow maybe a social media channel from that. Um, Social media is tricky because I mean it's a hit or miss. I feel like you just never know what's gonna go off or what's gonna go viral or whatever the case is. But
Yeah.
truly doesn't hurt to try, and that's really the only way to put yourself out there nowadays. Um, but yeah, that in that aspect, and then I feel like I don't know how to say it, but like I want our relationship to grow, and maybe we start going to couples therapy or something like that. Like I feel like that's needed just because of all the personal stuff that we're going through. it'll be nice to like just have that experience. And like we've said before, therapy, like you shouldn't wait until it's like the relationship it's like at its last straw to go to therapy. Like I feel like it's something that you should just discover and like just grow together more, because I feel like since we've had so much going on personally, it's like we're just like
We
slowly
on two other ends of the room.
slowly going apart, just because it's like we have so much going on,
Yeah.
um both professionally and both personally too.
Yeah.
um
Valid.
so I hope that we can do that, and being open to like new experiences and new things. And like in the next couple of weeks there's going to be a lot of changes, so trying to stay positive through all the chaos. I feel like it's
It's either
really
gonna make or break us.
it's yeah, it's like it's one of those things where you just don't know what's going to happen. But yeah,
Lord.
when you have new beginnings and like your whole everything changes, like your schedule, your like your day to day, like where you're driving and where you're coming back, like your whole routine changes, like that's a big deal. So like our routine's about to change. So I just hope that we remain positive throughout all of it, and like just like remind each other that we have each other.
Facts.
Oh, and with the podcast, of course.
Good for you,
Of
because
course.
girl,
Well,
I love y'all and I love this platform, but I feel like you keep adding like, oh, and then the podcast and
yeah,
I'm
I
like,
mean,
oh shit. I mean, listen, I guess I'm
no.
working on my not people pleasing, because I'm just talking about myself. I'm just hoping to, stay above water.
Hmm.
So, but obviously, when we're at that comfortable space where, like you said, we've ran through the things that we're about to go through, we are able to come back and get back to what we've been doing with this pod.
Right.
Um, obviously, this has been a really good outlet and space and place for a lot of people to turn to, and that was the whole reason why I was interested in starting this. So I don't want you guys to feel like, oh, they're leaving us or like giving up on
Yeah.
us, because that is not at all
Yeah.
the plan.
No, you care about the podcast.
I
I feel
do.
like right now in this episode, obviously it's more personal, but Jojo, like, if it wasn't for her, like, this podcast, we would have stopped it a while ago. Not gonna lie to you. Like, she was putting in a lot of work when I couldn't put it in. Like, it was like I was giving 10% and she was giving 90. I was doing what I could when it came to social media, but like with coming up with topics, doing research, like I was not contributing because I would truly did not have the time. And like I was studying before and after work for this real estate exam. My days were crazy where I was like, I truly don't have time. Um, and you stepped up and you did a lot of research, like you did a lot of the outlines. Like I feel like even when I did it, it was like on some last minute shit. Um, so if it weren't for you, like we would have,
I guess in a sense, you guys are kind of like my therapy then,
yeah.
because then I feel like I'm like, this is a time that we knew we were going to record, or that we had to record. We had to, give what we've, promised to give. Um, and I guess I just saw it as the opportunity for me to,
Yeah,
you know, speak out. I don't
that's true.
fucking know, but
That's
I
true.
I didn't think about it like that. But yeah, I guess this was in a sense like my outlet,
Mm-hmm.
because it was also open. Like some of the conversations that we did have
Yeah.
opened up conversations for us.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't just like, oh, well, let's bring this up, because it's, I don't know. It was just like, I think it played a part for us
Right.
too. So
Yeah.
that's what's up. That's what's up.
So yeah, if it weren't for you, I don't know where we would be. Um, yeah. Do you want to get into the family meeting?
Yay, yay, yay.
Let's do it.
Last family meeting of the year. Let's see what this craziness is about. All right, first question. My wife and I, both femmes, have been together for 4 years. Over the years, I've realized I initiated everything: kisses, dates, and sex. In the past 6 months, she has gained 40 pounds and refuses to exercise with me or by herself. Between her lack of effort to initiate and her recent weight gain, I am not as physically or emotionally attracted to her. I've expressed all of this to her multiple times, but nothing has changed. I'm trying to be supportive, but I give more effort than I feel like I give more effort than I get. She doesn't work and we don't have kids. So there should be no excuse, right? I love my wife, but something has to change. Any advice?
She doesn't work.
That's what you hear.
What you doing all day? I'm kidding.
Yikes. I mean, oof. First of all, I don't like I guess just like in general, because I've been in a position to where it was like I had a partner who's told me like, "Oh, you gained weight," type shit. That's not easy to hear. Um, it's it's like when you're the person who's in that state of like, your body has changed, that you've put on some weight, that you're already in this uncomfortable state, and you know when your partner is the one telling you it's like already a lot of weight to bury. I mean to bear, to know like, bitch, I already know that I'm fat and now you telling me that I'm fat. It's like, okay. Okay. Well, let's really talk about it then. Like, because what you think, you're a fucking star? Like, you get defensive and you're already like hurt about it. Um but it's valid. Like, it's I don't know how you did it, but because I would have been like, fuck, that's how I'm about to tell her this right now. Um, but obviously you care. Like you said, it's your wife. You want her to be healthy. I'm sure it's not just the whole like, oh, well, you're not looking as good as you used to. That plays a role in a lot of things. But the lack of like initiation and like how you say it? Like
Effort.
reciprocating the energy
Mm-hmm.
and the effort, yeah, that shit, no. No. Now it's too much. You can't be no fucking up in all these ways. And I don't want to say it's fucking up. Like, if my girl eating healthy, my girl eating healthy. Like, it is what it is. Nobody's gonna work out for her unless she wants to do it herself. Like, I can't force her to do that.
Yeah.
But like, for you not to be able to, play the part in all, in these different areas, it's just like, damn. I think what makes me mad more is like the not reciprocating the energy or the initiation. Like, honestly, I'm an initiator and I I mean, I love that for me. Like, um but like when you don't, I feel like when you're in certain areas where you don't get that back, just like the thought, like, oh, I mean, you don't have to initiate, but it's just like sometimes the consideration can go a long way. Um that can like definitely play a part, because then I just think like when that shit's not reciprocated, like you feel like you're not
Yeah.
attractive, or like, oh, well then clearly, like, it just makes you question a lot about yourself. I think when it's like you're dismissed or don't receive that back. So I think that shit will bother me more um than the whole like weight gain thing.
I agree. I feel like if you take the story and just like remove the 40 pounds that she gained in 6 months and the fact that she doesn't work, um, you're just like, what's happening here? Like, you're checked out of the relationship. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I would ask questions regarding like, how are you doing mentally? Like, how's your mental health? Because obviously, like, when people gain weight, they could be stressed. Like, they could be on certain meds who make them gain weight, like if they're like on birth control or something like that. So
yeah, weight fluctuates. Our body fluctuates, but like the effort and shit.
Yeah. But I would ask her like how she's doing mentally and like if she's okay, like cuz your partner could really be going through something and you have no
No
idea.
idea.
Like
Yeah.
some people are really good at hiding things. Um and try to figure it out like what's going on there. And if that like if there's nothing going on, then it's like are we mutually agreeing to break up? Because it's like you clearly are checked out of the relationship. Nothing to do with like how she looks physically, but like Jojo said, like there's just no effort. And you guys have been together for 4 years, and maybe she's just getting comfortable and she's just like whatever about it. But you got to tell her like I'm not okay with that. The fact that I'm always initiating everything. And I mean, you communicated to this, like you say you've communicated this already to her, so
Which is even more frustrating to be like, I've communicated it time and time, and there's nothing. There's no sense or bit of a change,
yeah.
or like just no effort. Like, I don't know.
And
That shit's fucking
I
stressful.
forgot that this is your wife, so you just can't break up, obviously.
Well,
But
yeah. I mean, but you also
you
want
can
to
go to
give her
couples
every
therapy though.
opportunity to
Uh-huh.
to like, take it upon herself, and like you said, take the initiation and like play the part. You want to exert every possible,
Yeah.
option that you have to know that like I did everything that I can do for, for us to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Um but I read something actually on Instagram earlier that was basically saying like relationships don't just end off one big thing. Like most times it's the rejection of like the little things. Like it's the not getting the effort, or the not initiating from time to time. Like it's the little things that add up,
Mm-hmm.
and then it becomes like,
Yeah.
so it doesn't just breakups don't just happen out of nowhere, and just
Yeah.
it's not always usually for one thing.
Oh, for sure. It's a bunch of little things.
Right.
A bunch of little things.
And that's where the awareness comes in, and knowing, like, having those meetings and sit downs with your partner to be like, yo, what we doing?
Right.
Like, what's up? Are you good? Okay. If you're good, then how do you feel about us?
Yeah.
Or like, what is it that you're not feeling good about yourself
Yeah.
personally? And then what is it that you're not feeling good about us? Because it's like, I need to know what we're
Yeah.
doing here, and like
Like maybe they're
understand.
growing apart. Like there's just some people in life that are just like they're okay with like the bare minimum, and they're okay with like a simple life. And like I don't know how to describe it. Like you said, I mean, she also doesn't work. Like what are your aspirations in life? Like what are you don't have kids either. Do you want kids? Like it's like what some people are just live a life where it's like I just want to be low key, and like I just want to be home and chill. Like I'm a homebody. And it's like it sounds like you're just more, I don't know, like you're just more active. And maybe she's just not like that. And maybe you guys are just growing apart.
Last question.
Okay. I've been dating a 20 I've been dating a 28-year-old woman for almost 2 years now. She has a girly best friend that she has hooked up with before and had sex with in the past. This past weekend they had a cocktail party at her best friend's apartment. My girl told me that she slept in the same bed with her best friend naked because she was hot. Every time my girl leaves her best friend's apartment, the first thing she wants to do is shower. Am I in my head and just being insecure? Please help. Yeah, that's weird. Why are you sleeping with your best friend naked?
First
That's
of all, let me
weird.
tell you that I've seen my friends naked.
Yeah, but you're you taking your clothes off and sleeping with them
Well,
naked?
sleeping with your friend or best friend naked,
It's absurd.
like butt ass naked. All right,
Absurd.
all right. Like, relax. Like, what is the? If you're fucking hot, sleep without a comforter. You want to go sleep
Yeah.
naked? Sleep in the damn bathroom naked. No, I'm not gonna sleep in this bed with you naked. Nah, it's just that's trouble. Like, there's
Sus.
no justifying that. Not saying
Sus.
like, okay, obviously you could be in that bed and nothing happens, but it's just like, for what? For what?
So
Sleep
inappropriate.
naked for what? Like, okay, like
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
know.
The things that people deal with and the stories that we hear, like absolutely not. I mean, the fact that she always comes back and it's like, oh, I need to shower, like I wouldn't think too much of it. I mean,
I'd be
it's a
like,
little it's a
but
little
not crazy,
weird.
yeah.
It's a little weird that you always have to shower.
Yeah.
But
But the
yeah,
sleeping naked thing is
yeah,
just
no,
like,
I
nah.
would. Yeah, I would be done with her.
But like, okay, so what do you think? Like, obviously,
That
butt
is
naked
so
is
no, no, no. That
no.
is like so
But
inappropriate.
like if you're like, oh, I'm hot and sleep in a sports bra and like, at least for like a
Uh huh.
mask presenting like me,
Yeah.
where it's like, it's natural for
A sports bra and like boxers or whatever
yeah.
is fine. A sports bra and like shorts is fine. If
Mm-hmm.
you're that hot that you don't got AC and
Right.
you live in El Campo and there's like the fuck, put the fucking fan on and they see what you talking about being hot. It's 2023. Figure it out. Um, so weird.
Yeah, but ass naked ain't gonna fly for me.
No, that's so inappropriate. Like if I were to hear that, I would be like, yeah, no, that's like you're cheating on me. And
Okay.
you're telling me that you're cheating on me.
Ah,
Here we go.
cheating. I mean, just don't fucking do it.
So
It's common
fucking
sense.
weird.
Like I don't have to sleep in the fucking thing. You must be drunk off your ass, and this girl must have just slipped in and you didn't know for you to get away with it. But I'm,
It's a cocktail party. It was
yeah.
a cocktail party.
I don't know. That's it. It's just a fucking no. Like have some common sense. That girl getting in that bed naked, sleep your ass on the floor.
You had sex with her before. Like you can't
Oh, I
trust.
forgot about that.
That's what I'm
Oh,
saying, girl. What
yeah,
is going on
no,
here?
no, no. Come on. Come on. Let's just have some fucking sense. Y'all making me look bad.
So tragic.
Yeah, that's wild.
All right, y'all. Well, this was it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please, please, please give us some ratings on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcast. And we hope to be back soon.
Yeah. Deuce, mother goose.
Bye.